By now, you've probably heard my magic wand story. It's a brand that's been part of my personal journey for more than 20 years. But no matter how many times I sing Magic Wand's praises, I'll never be able to fully capture the story of this incredible brand. Well, now journalist and author Kate Sloan just completed a limited audio series documenting the history and impact that Magic Wand has created over the last 56 years. It's called Making Magic. And the series chronicles Magic Wand's incredible brand story through interviews with nearly 40 experts, performers, business owners, educators, and fans. So I got a sneak preview of this series, and what I loved is that Kate weaves together snippets from all their interviews into this amazing story arc. She covers Magic Wand's journey from appliance store massager to its legendary influence on culture and sexual independence, and it's all just fascinating. The first episodes of Making Magic are available now at makingmagicseries.com or on all popular podcast platforms. Just search for Making Magic or visit makingmagicseries.com today.
Thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. On today's show, I'm joined by Tina Rocca, a healthy lifestyle wellness expert who works with the company Carezza to talk about how CBD and sex go hand in hand. Also answering your emails. Topics include, who knew how much plants and CBD could do for your sex drive? Stop the madness. Ways to lessen your anxiety and actually get you in the mood. Okay, you broke up. How long do you have to wait to be friends? And sexting fails. Signs you might not be in the right relationship. All this and more. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's gotta have her standards. Oh my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, check out sexwithemily.com. You can easily check out all their blogs and subscribe to the podcast and on all social media at Sex with Emily across the board. You can find me on SiriusXM Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific on Channel Stars 109 for more great sex talk. And you can get a free 3-month trial at sexwithemily.com/SXM. Hope you guys enjoy the show. All right, my guest here is Tina Rocca. She's a bachelor's degree in kinesiology, master's of exercise science, certified aromatherapist for over 25 years experience with essential oils, healthy lifestyle wellness expert, works with Carezza as their CBD and botanicals expert. And I love this quote here we pulled, Tina. I've always embraced a mind, body, spirit approach to life that includes positive thinking, kindness, and intuitive guidance for healthy, more conscious living. And I can already tell, like, Tina's been in the office for 20 minutes, and I was like, we just got to turn on the mics because we're already getting into the conversation that I know everybody's going to benefit from because I already am as well. So thank you for being here today, Tina.
Thank you.
So we met initially because you work with Carezza, who
Yes.
we've worked with for a few months now, and they do make some amazing products to help people, to help us get more in the mood for sex, for men and for women. But before we get into that, let's just talk about a little bit about CBD and sex. It's really been an emerging topic right now. It's so popular. Every day I'm getting hit up by other people and brands. People want to talk about it. Some people say that CBD, it's all hype. And I know you're really into quality and ingredients of products because sure, there's like anything. Some of the CBD might not be the same quality. What's your thoughts on CBD? And healing properties and sex?
Well, CBD is from plants. I love plants. I love everything plant-based. It's a holistic approach for your well-being. You know, there's a lot of confusion with CBD. It's not psychoactive, so it's not the psychoactive part of the cannabis plant that's going to make you high. It is really more the medicinal part, the non-psychoactive part of the plant that is actually a holistic approach for your health, right, and should be included, I think, in everyone's health. In the case of Carezza, the products are for sexual wellness, and, you know, everyone deserves a sensual and intimate, in the moment divine,
Yeah.
fulfilling sex life.
Yeah.
Sometimes for some people, it might be a little challenging to get into the mood.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that because I love what you were saying about just sex as we get older, like how you just, that it is mind, body, spirit. Can we just talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about mind, body, spirit, and sex. Like, because when people listen to the show, I give a lot of different tips in a lot of different areas. And it's just like anything. Like, if you want to lose weight, you can't just work out. You have to change your diet, your sleep patterns, how much water you drink. And with sex is the same thing. I can give people techniques. I can give them positions. I tell people to breathe more during, but it's a whole, like, how is your diet though? So sex is the same way about mind, body, spirit. So just, yeah, I feel like you have just had some interesting thoughts on that about what you realize.
Well, sex is an intimate alignment and involvement of the body, mind, and spirit. So that's like a holistic connection. If you really stop to sit and think about those things and how they come together for you in your life, you would come up with some answers to that, or some desires that you want to integrate into those areas. And sex is a part of everyone's life. I mean, it's, a vital part of life, being able to connect with your partner for pleasure is a huge part of your life. And sex can be a fulfilling relationship for your whole life, no matter how old you are. It's
right.
It's something that doesn't age, and it's something that's always there. Some things might change in your body functioning or whatever, and that's where we can look to an alternative like CBD to sort of help stimulate some of these less anxiety.
Right. So
when you
we're all
think
so
about having
anxious,
sex.
right? I mean,
Yes,
that's the
we're all
thing. It gets you in the
anxious.
mood.
It just takes the edge off.
It works like right away too. What I've taken, like I felt much less. I did both. I did it in the moment and then the daily spray, the women's health spray. And it's like, oh, I just feel calmer. Like it just does that.
It just does. It takes the edge off of things. It will, every person is different. So every experience with CBD is different. It might be faster acting for someone. It might take a few minutes longer. But it's definitely a good way to enhance your sexual energy.
Yeah, let's talk about that because you are an expert in energy as well. Energy work.
Yes.
How do you explain that?
Well,
exactly.
Energy medicine is really about, restoring flow, balance, and harmony into the body or the system. So the way that works is, everything we do every day is energy. We wake up, that's energy. How you wake up, what mood you're in, that's energy. How you talk to people, how you respond to people, no matter where you are, that's an energy flow that's in and out, And energy is really important because the way you think helps your body to organize and control the growth and repair of every cell in your body. And that affects tissues and organs too. So if you make a choice in your life to think about your energy and how you're going to put that out there to another human being that you come in contact with, you will start to shift how you feel, your well-being, your health, your wellness.
So what are some so okay, this is remind. So I just left therapy. I had therapy this morning.
Oh.
And I was talking to her about this because and she does like EMDR therapy. It's like trauma therapy. It's a lot of different things. But we talk a lot about meditation. I've always been a meditator. We were talking about different kinds of meditations, like loving kindness. Do you do any meditations like sending love and kindness into the world? And
yes, absolutely.
And so we were talking about this because I was saying, I'm actually I actually ended therapy today. I've been in it for a while. I was like, I'm done for now. I mean, I think it's a lifelong process, like everything.
It is.
I was like, I think I've just gone through some stuff and I think I'm done. And I said, I'm so grateful for, because we looked at how far, I was going through a specific thing with my family and I've kind of moved through it in the last 5 months. I've been seeing her and I was like, I just, things are great. I said, I want to just pause. Like a lot of the things that I came into you for, I was stressed out. My business has been growing a lot. And I said, and now everything is just kind of sorted out. Like I have these amazing people. We just hired, like, Jamie's been with me for 3 years. Julie and Sam just came in. She said, well, I said, I appreciate them. And I tell them, and she says, well, what about during your meditations? Even if you just think about them when you go to sleep, when you're doing your meditation in the morning and you're like bringing them into your circle of love, when you're thinking about them, like sending them Jamie and Julia and Sam, like what, just that they will feel it. And I believe that, like the gratitude that I feel or the love that you feel for anyone in your life and just having those moments. So for me, it's through meditation that I ground myself. And to me, that is energy. And like, even if I start, just bringing the people into my life and sending them love. And then when you see them, there's an energy to that. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how is that kind of what you're, in a way?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a great way to, start to have that energy. When we look at energy and we look at life and we look at how we treat others, it's all about
that's
the connection, and people want to be seen and heard. So the best way to love people is to hear them, see them, and let them know you're grateful for them. And sometimes part of that is just by showing them. It's by what you do and what you say. So it's really important. It's not only important to meditate on these things or pray on these things,
but to be that person and move in the world like that.
The really important thing is to somehow get this into your being naturally, so that, like, say, there's people that wake up mad.
Right.
There's people that wake up happy. There's people that wake up worried. There's all kinds of energy to wake up with. And so you kind of have to make a choice. How do I want to live my life? How do I want to wake up? What's important to me? Is kindness important? Like for me, I just, that is like so important.
Right,
I'm always going to choose that over having an argument with someone or telling someone they're wrong.
Right.
And, it's okay. Like in arguments, there's, do you want to be right or do you want to get along?
Right.
Part of what we're having in the world is seeing a lot of people argue, right? We see it on TV.
Yeah.
And, that is just not moving the world forward. The way we move the world forward is through love and kindness and connection. And sex is a big part of that.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. If you're walking around like negative and angry and anxious, because what I've noticed on the show, and people call in, like, the anxiety is one of the biggest killers of our sex drive. We don't have desire. We're angry at our partners. We're anxious about work. And the last thing on our mind is sex and connection to our partner. So just to circle back, I love the whole ethos of going in and just being, being that good, making a choice to be a good person or be a kind person and to be giving in the world. But even if you feel that, sometimes you're just like, but sex takes work. And especially for women, our mind's not there and we're worried about stuff. But sex is about pleasure. This is what's so interesting to me, is that we're told that sex is the most pleasurable thing on the planet. And that we all think about sex. We want sex. We're driven to make decisions by sex. But yet, it is so complicated. It's very rarely stays that amazing for that long. Like maybe the first time we're with someone or the honeymoon phase. But after a while, there's going to be problems. And then we don't know how to talk about it. And so, it gets to be a mess.
And the younger you are, I think the more inhibited you are about talking about what the problems are. Because I think there's a lot of embarrassment, maybe still for people talking about sex. And that's one of the nice things about getting older. Is that you're not embarrassed. It is.
Well, let's talk about that. You were saying how it's changed over time.
Yeah.
And so can we say your age? Do you care? Like, are you good? Or no, 40s, 50s? I barely talk about my age, but
I'm good with it. I hope everybody,
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I do. Okay, so I'll embrace it on my late 40s.
Yeah.
Oh God, I've never said that. No, right, late 50s. But let's talk about then sexually,
Because you were saying you wish you, and I wish I knew what I knew. I wish I knew in my 20s what I knew now. I wish I knew in my 30s. I didn't start this till I was 35.
Wouldn't it have been great?
Amazing. Oh my God. If someone told me that it wasn't all about the guy's pleasure and this is how I have an orgasm and sex could be fun and here's why I'm not, and there's nothing wrong with me and I'm not broken and all the things.
Yes.
And it was about my pleasure and that my partner's going to respond when I'm happy and I feel good. I didn't know any of it. But now we know. So how has it changed for you now? Sexually or just like
I just think you're free.
like it really doesn't matter, right?
You're free. I mean, you don't. First of all, you don't have to worry about pregnancy, so that's off the table.
Right.
So I think for younger people, you still have a little concern with that. Maybe even if you're on birth control, you hear things happen.
Yeah.
I just think when you get older, you're like, I'm just like, this is it. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to enjoy my life and live it at the highest vibrational level.
Now, you said you have 2 young daughters. I mean, not young. They're in their 20s.
Yeah.
Do you tell them this stuff? Do you
We
talk about it?
every day about sex.
You do?
It's
So tell me
a huge topic in our household and in our family.
Okay, good.
We're an Italian family.
Okay.
And we do talk a lot about sex because we're mostly women.
Right. Okay.
It's a big thing.
You teach them about being empowered in their body and all
My
that stuff.
daughters are like very aware, and we've had very open, detailed conversations about sex, even little weird issues like for the younger one, like, oh, I dated a guy and it was awful, and I mean it was a boyfriend. And I would be like, well, what happened? Why was it bad?
Right.
She would go into, well, I just didn't feel this or
I didn't feel turned on.
And then
or
I'll say, well, what do you do? And, what do you like best? Have you experienced? And,
right.
And she'll just she'll go, I can't believe I'm telling you
Yeah,
this.
but that's so good. See, this is how I want all moms to be. All parents. Who else are they going to talk to? Because that's when women start faking orgasms and start thinking.
And I talk to them about that.
Okay.
Because as you know, faking orgasms is a huge, huge thing that will never go away.
Ever.
It's always going to be in everyone's sexual playbook because women feel like that's what men want. And I say, we've got to get those guys to step to the plate.
Yeah.
And let them know, hey, it's not happening. Here's what you can do.
Exactly.
Right? And, if you have to bring a toy into the play, if you have to do coconut oil,
right.
which
Whatever
I
you
love.
need. Yeah.
And if, whatever you have to do to get that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Be comfortable asking.
You have to be comfortable to ask for what you want. And I think for younger people, that is not easy.
No, I
So
know.
the difference is you get older, you're on limited time, limited thing. You're like,
I'm here having sex and I'm going to make this
like,
worth my while.
If we're naked, it's happening.
But
if it's not, I'm out.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to waste time. Even with everything, like how I spend my time with friends or where I'm like, life is short. You realize like it's too short to have a bad dinner with someone or you just want your friends and your friends and you trust your sex to be your sex. You don't want to fuck around and have a good time.
You don't even want to go to dinner.
No.
Unless it's going to be fun and great.
That's why I'm like, FaceTime them first if it's a date, like pre going out. And then you can just figure out if you want to sit there with them.
Deepak Chopra says that who you eat with is so important for your health, meaning the energy you feel during that meal. So just think, if you go to dinner with, say, someone and you start getting a vibe like, ooh, they're mean, or ooh, they're not for me, or, I don't like what they said, and you can't move beyond that. You're not going to digest your food properly.
Wow.
You're not going to, it's going to set
that makes sense.
your anxiety levels. And he says, don't eat a meal with anyone you don't really like.
Wow. So maybe just go for drinks then. Just rule out the dinner. But no, I think that's true. I mean, I think that's the energy, right?
That's the energy.
Yeah. It's, oh God, don't have sex with people you don't really like.
Well, hopefully, things happen.
It does happen. No. So tell me about Carezza and how you guys came up with it.
Carezza is owned by a Canadian company called Rise Life Sciences.
Okay.
And they have these products in the moment, women's daily and a men's daily product, which are CBD. And we do a lot of testing to make sure they're pure.
Talk to me about the ingredients, though. How did you choose these ingredients in it?
Well,
like, what is the purpose of all of them? Because it seems like they're so specific, and they're not. It's like
it's true. They're very specific, and along with the CBD, we have some ingredients in there that are synergistically bioavailable to help the CBD, and that are herbs that stimulate kind of sexual energy.
Horny goatweed.
Yeah, horny goatweed. That is a good
That's
one.
a real thing.
Yes, it's a real thing.
Okay.
It's an herb. And, like you've heard of maca.
Well, yeah.
Maca is really
I used to put it in my smoothies. Yes.
stimulating.
That's why I did it.
So my younger daughter was doing a lot of maca in her smoothies. And I said, hey, did you know that's going to make you horny?
What'd she say?
She was like, no.
It's true.
But it's so true.
That's why I love there was maca in here and all these ingredients. And
yeah, maca's powerful. So, and also the cordyceps is a fungus, and it directly boosts libido and stimulates hormone production and activates sexual desire. So these are all natural, herbs and plant-based ingredients along with the CBD that can enhance your sexual wellness.
yeah. And so let's talk about okay.
And we have a lot of great products.
What do you like? What have you tried?
Oh my gosh. Well,
just in general, we don't have to talk about the have you tried, what do you feel about, or the response you've gotten from in the moment?
we have gotten a really great positive response from it. And I think it's a wonderful product, to enhance your sexual wellness experience. I think that it is a very stimulating product for sexual energy. And I think it works.
It does. I feel like it works too, because it kind of makes you feel more calm. And then here's the thing. It's also like, one of the problems with sex is that we're anxious about it because we're thinking about it. We're not in the mood. And then it's all of a sudden upon us, and men and women get aroused so differently. So just the act of saying, I'm buying myself this in the moment spray. It's plant-based. It's not like a pill, what the ingredients are. And then you take it, and then I have 30 minutes for it to work, 20 to 30 minutes. And then you're getting in your body, and it's all about having that routine around sex, rather than just, I think the problem is that because women are expected to just get up and be ready to go and perform, that just makes us anxious. Right. But to have something that gets you in the moment, you do a few sprays, you kind of relax, maybe some foreplay, making out, maybe you're masturbating, whatever it is, it does get you started. It's like a ritual.
Well, the CBD contributes to less stress and anxiety. So for some people, the thought of having sex is a little anxiety producing.
Yeah.
It depends where you are at in your relationship, if it's your first time or your 100th time.
Right.
Depending what's going on in your life and how you're feeling, and where your stress levels are. So it's a way to enhance the moment, take the edge off of a little bit of anxiety, and
it doesn't, and it can enhance your performance rather than inhibit it. Like people have a glass of wine,
yes, or two,
or
three,
a bottle,
and then
you're like, okay, and I'm not anxious anymore, but I'm also exhausted, and I don't want to have sex.
Exactly.
So that's what I like about this, because you're like, it's right by my bed, and then you take it, and then you're like,
you don't have to worry because it's not psychoactive. So.
What about the psychoactive one? What do you think about THC?
The psychoactive part is THC,
right?
Which we
do you ever do any work with? You don't do any of that.
Any of the products, THC's out there; it's available, and I'm certain things are really good about it, but it is psychoactive,
right?
Meaning that, it could take you to a place maybe that you
Right.
don't want to be in.
Right, exactly.
In a sexual moment. Whereas the CBD is, I think, a lot more wellness enhancing.
Yeah. But we were saying earlier that, so all CBD though is not created equal.
That's true.
Okay. So tell me about how you guys go about sourcing or creating these products that you know that it is the quality CBD. I'm so new to this too. And I keep hearing about products, and I don't work with everybody. I just work with the things that I've tried and I like. And I liked your products, but I also know that there's a lot out there now. It's like the Wild West
It's the Wild West.
Yeah.
And
podcasts and weed right now are like all the rage.
People don't know what's in their product. I mean, I'm a plant expert, aromatherapist, herbologist. And so, I love everything plant. Mm-hmm. But you have to really know your ingredients and what you're sourcing from. All our hemp is organic. And we source it from a farm in Washington County, Oregon, and it's all hemp. It's not THC. And, for cannabis to be considered hemp, it can't have more than 0.3% THC. So that's very low. And once you get an isolate, it's like 99% pure. So you're getting a more pure product, one that doesn't have bacteria or anything harmful in it, which to me is really important to know
absolutely
what you're swallowing or taking.
Right. And so you said you're very specific about everything that you put in your body. I mean,
Everything.
For all these years, you're a aromatherapy expert. Can you talk about essential oils and aromatherapy? Because you brought us some beautiful candles here. I love essential oils. Like I have one of those things in my house where I put the oils in. I love that. We usually have it in the office too. So it's like, what, I don't even understand the science behind it. And people always want to know about it, scent and pheromones. And like, how does that all relate to sex?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, this is your,
smelling something good can make you feel sexy. That's why people wear perfume. But the problem with perfume and all that is that they're synthetic. So they're not alive, meaning that they're just synthetic chemicals made in a lab, in a test tube. So they have no energy. So essential oils are distilled or extracted from real plants, herbs, citrus fruits, flowers. And so they're capturing, they're alive. So it's the life force of the plant. So it's like getting something that's alive because the molecules aren't stopping. They're not dead. So you're getting this living, breathing, kind of molecule.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, and you're not spraying dead scent on you.
You're not spraying
that
dead
does
scent.
not sound sexy
you're
at all.
You're not inhaling anything dead. So you're getting this thing that's alive. And what happens is this is energy. And so this is going to affect you.
It's alive, right.
Like say lavender. Everyone knows, oh yeah, if I want to sleep or relax, I'm going to do lavender. So... And that's really true, but not all lavenders are created equal. So you have to, again, know where you're getting it, know your source. I buy from farm-grown, plant-based products that I know these people, for years.
I love the lavender and I used to live in San Francisco, so in Napa and Sonoma. Okay, so the one you just brought me, Lang Lang
and Jasmine
and vanilla. Like I love vanilla.
Well, that's like a sexual combination.
This is sexy.
That's why I wanted to give you that.
Oh my God, thank you.
So
and then, vanilla enhances inner peace. Because I always tell people during sex, like this is one of my things. When we get all lost and we're anxious, I always say anchor on your senses. Like if your mind's tripping, like I'm not going to have an orgasm or I'm not turned on or I didn't do the laundry or I'm worried about the kids. I say, well, think about your senses and engage them. So I always have this vanilla candle I light by the bed because then I know that I will smell that candle. I can feel my hands on my partner's body. I can hear my breath. Maybe I'm tasting his lips. Who knows? Something. But if you take all the senses, you ground you in the moment. You can't be in your head. So there is a lot to be said for having like the right scents in your bedroom.
And then when those scents are essential oils.
Yeah.
They are going to do things to your mind. So they're going to
How does it affect your mind?
They're going to relax your mind. Lavender there's a lot of research on it that it has the ability to induce a sleep-like state. So I'm making candles. Carezza has a candle, that little one over there.
Okay.
So, and this is with the cinnamon is very sexually stimulating.
This is good.
And the orange.
Orange, clove, and cinnamon
relaxing,
CBD
so-
coconut wax candle.
Yeah.
And it
So-
has CBD in it. So
Yes.
how does it? So you just light it,
Yes.
but the CBD will come out into the atmosphere, and then how does
Yes.
that?
Well, you'll
Can we
just
light it?
You'll feel relaxed.
Kind of
and
don't. I want to take it home, but then I want to light it here.
You
Yeah.
should take it home. You can light it here. Everybody will enjoy it.
Okay. Good.
So
I love these
cinnamon-
little candles for travel too.
Yes, that's a little travel size for Carezza. So the cinnamon is really good for overcoming fatigue. So if you're tired, it's going to stimulate a little bit. It's also good for sexual arousal. The orange is going to be relaxing and give you a sense of peace and joy. And, all those things along with the in the moment spray.
Yeah, these are
can
all.
create a great
Well, this is what we're
little-
talking. Create the environment.
Yeah,
create the
the
atmosphere.
environment.
It's not just a one fix.
Yeah.
It's like create a sexy space. Like, what about your bedroom? Do you put attention to like what
Oh
your
my God, I have candles everywhere. I have, like really beautiful pictures of plants because I love plants and nature.
you got to create the environment.
Like a boudoir.
Yeah, it is. That's good. That's what I'm creating right now.
Yeah.
I'm creating the sexiest bedroom.
Good. You need
and the
that.
planet.
That's good.
Yes.
I hope so.
I put it out there.
How are you making it sexy?
Well, first I hired someone who's like, she's working with me, like doing like feng shui of my
good.
entire house. So I was like, there was like a dead tree in my attraction space. Like we had to move that. I didn't even notice there was a tree. Like
Yeah.
I'm so busy that I'm trying to bring it into my space.
I'm like,
Right? So I was like,
I
oh
know
my
what
God.
you mean.
And then I'm talking to everyone about their sex and I've got one nightstand that's broken. I'm like, what? So I'm actually I've gotten rid of everything that wasn't serving me. And I'm just starting from finding what textures speak to me and what colors in my room and just a lot of like textures and scents and comfortable, like the best sheets and
sheets are
sound
really
system.
important.
So important. Yeah.
How the sheets feel on your body is a big
What sheets do you
thing.
like?
Well, oh gosh. Unfortunately, all those sheets are so expensive that feel really good.
I know, but it's worth it because you use
It
them
is.
every day.
You buy a couple sets and then you're done for a
For
while.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Don't have bad sheets on your bed. It's bad energy for yourself.
Bad sheets don't feel good.
No.
And then you have to get, the higher cotton count, the Egyptian.
Yeah,
the
you have
higher
to.
the count, they feel better.
It's important, you guys. You sleep on, you spend more time in bed than you do anywhere else. That's
You
why this is
do.
important. So why do you think people should try Carezza? Like from your experience and what you know, like what do you think would be the best reason why? How do you think it helps?
Because it feels good. That's the
It
bottom
turns
line.
you out. It does. It gets you.
No, but I just think, it's another way to enhance your sexual wellness and feel good and have a good experience and, not be over the top,
Yeah.
like as if you're drinking alcohol or if you're,
It just kind of evens you out.
doing something
Yeah.
else. I mean,
Okay.
it's just a nice, really soothing, calm way to get in the mood.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Tina Rocca. I have to ask you 5 questions that I ask all my guests. They're simple. They're quickie questions. They're
Okay.
just about you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, your biggest turn on.
Oh God, everything.
Okay. Really? Just name one. Everything.
Name one. Ooh. Well, is this like body parts or smart
Anything.
men?
Smart men. That's a good one. Smart
I better
men. That's
stick
my
with the
turn on.
Smart,
Okay, biggest turn off.
mean people.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect date night.
Candlelight. Nice music. Naked. Cuddling.
Yeah, cuddling. Yes. What is your biggest dating deal breaker? You go out with someone and this happens. What's your deal breaker?
Narrow-mindedness, talking mean to someone, even like a server in a restaurant. I'm very sensitive to
Yeah.
how people treat people.
Yeah. Okay, your number 1 sex tip.
Oh my gosh. Cuddle a lot and kiss a lot.
Yes. I feel you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks, Tina. All right, guys, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into your emails. All right, guys, we are back, and I'm going to answer your emails because I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. God, I love answering them. All you got to do is go to sexwithemily.com, click the Ask Emily tab, fill out the short form, or email us, feedback@sexwithemily.com. However you do it, include your name, your age, where you live, and how you listen to the show. Thanks, guys. Producer Jamie's going to read the emails.
All right. So this first one comes to us from Aaron, who's 31 in California. Dear Emily, I listened to your recent guest spot on the Shameless Sex podcast, and the thing that piqued my interest the most was when you were discussing becoming friends with an ex months after you'd broken up with them. Backstory. One of my best friends came out and visited me 2 months ago, and we became intimate. When we were together, she told me how she felt about me and that she had these feelings for a very long time. I, on the other hand, care about her very much, more than she knows, but I did not want to open myself up because we live in different states. I don't want to do long distance due to a failed one I had in the past, and we talked about being together when we're together. Unfortunately for me, she met a guy and became serious with him very quickly. I had to cancel my trip, and I've been dealing with the grief and fallout of a broken heart because of how I truly feel about her. My friend ended up blocking my number because of me, but has now blocked me on social media. I understand why she blocked my number, and I'm not mad at her for doing so. My question to you, how much time do I need to have passed before I try to reach out to hopefully reconcile the friendship? I want to acknowledge that what she did was the right course of action, that I'm sorry for my actions that forced her hand at doing so, but I don't want to lose one of my best friends like her in my life. Additionally, in that message, do you think I should tell her my feelings for her, even if she may still be together with this guy down the road, if and when I do? Thank you.
All right, Aaron, I really feel for you, and this is a tricky one. So here's what I gotta say. It sounds like you're still trying to figure out your feelings and sort it out with her. Here's the facts. What I'm hearing is you don't want a long-distance relationship, which I think makes sense. You're in your 30s. I don't know where she lives, but long distance didn't work for you before. That was true. And so just know that you believe that, and that still is the case. And then you're asking me, how can you be friends again? But it sounds like you're not ready to be friends because you still have these intense feelings for her. So I think you have to wait this one out for both of you. Because if you send her a direct message on, Instagram or something, a DM, and she's like, oh God, just letting her know that you're still here and you still have these feelings, it's just very confusing. And it's a lot of back and forth. So I would let her focus on this new love at hand and take some time, and kind of like work on yourself and work on people that live near you, because it sounds like that's what you need right now. So yes, I did talk about being friends, but I am not friends with my exes until many, many months go by. It depends, right? To be honest, my ex, it's been 3 months. He just called me just now coming to the station, and he's like, I want to see you. I want to get lunch. And I was like, you know what? I'm not ready yet, to be honest, because I know that I still want to sleep with him. I also know he's not the right guy for me. So I need a few more months. I've had other boyfriends where I'm like, oh, you know what? We can be friends right away. So I think it's a case-by-case basis. But right now, the thing that is clear to me is that she left, you found someone else, and now you're pining for her even more. We often want what we can't have, and it's really real. We've all been there. We go out with someone, we're not that into them. And then we find out they're not into us, and then we want them more. There's a certain way our brain works, which isn't always healthy. So if your friendship's meant to be, or your love is meant to be, or which way it goes, give it some more time, and then focus on dating and focus on your life, and then see if you can reconcile a friendship down the road.
This next one comes to us from Scott, 33 in Ontario. Hi, Emily. Until very recently, my wife went for a full Brazilian wax very regularly. Recently, however, she's decided to let her pubic hair grow out with minimal trimming. I wouldn't say that it has impacted our sex life, it's still going down on her, etc., but I honestly do prefer, both aesthetically and for oral sex, a bare or neatly trimmed nether region. What is the best way to politely bring this up?
Scott, okay, so here's the thing about women and pubic hair and men's opinions about it. I mean, this is the thing. She gets to decide, what she wants to do with it. And it sounds like she was just kind of like, you know what? I did the Brazilian, but she just let it grow out. Because I've been there too. I'm like, oh God, another appointment each month. Don't want to get my nails done. Don't want to get my hair done. Or, there's just so many appointments women can have. So maybe she just decided she's going to let it go for a while. I'm glad to hear it hasn't impacted your sex life, but it is your wife, and I understand that you've gotten to a certain aesthetic, so I think you should feel safe talking to her. But you have to be really gentle about it and know that, like, she might have strong opinions about why she hasn't shaved or why she's decided not to get the Brazilian anymore. But I think if you make sure that you're very complimentary of her when you're going down on her, like whatever it is, make sure you're always telling her how beautiful she is, how attracted you are to her. And then I think you could bring it up and say, I feel like when I go down on you and there's no hair there, I could really turn you on more, or it feels really good on my tongue. Is that something you might be open to? Would you want to go grooming? You could offer this. You'd be like, I could get you a gift certificate, or you could say, let's take a shower and you guys could shave each other. You could groom each other. That's a really hot thing to do as well. So I would just feel it out. Like I said, maybe this is a few time conversation. Maybe when you're going down on her, you let her know, like, first make sure she knows how beautiful you think she is, and then you could just say another time, you know what? I know you haven't been shaving it down there. I feel a little bit of difference. Would you be open to that again? I love you. I think you're great. And then see what she says to that. So I think, again, we just have to all be really delicate and careful in these conversations, but as long as she knows that you love her and it just makes things easier and makes things more satisfying for both of you, she might be open to getting those hairs ripped out again. It's painful, I'm telling you, and it's another friggin' thing, but I understand your predicament. So just feel it out, take some time, and see how it goes in the conversation. Mm-hmm. Thanks everyone for the emails. Such great emails today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Thanks to my amazing team, Ken, Michelle, producer, Jamie, and Michael. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.